Okay, it is now 12:14. I'm going to try this for the third time.
You have reached the FBI announce house. If you want to speak to someone, please press 1. One moment, please. FBI.
Hi, can I speak with Agent Matthew?
Agent. Oh, one moment. Yeah, Peter.
Agent Matthew.
Yes.
Hi, this is Michael Heise.
Hey, how's it going, Michael?
Pretty good. Just to let you know up front, I'm recording this call.
Yeah, it's fine. Go for it.
All right, cool.
No, I just need to like I said, I kind of explained to your father. Somebody saw your Facebook thing, and it was the whole comments on, ending the Fed and stuff like that. You're not in trouble. Just want to have, a couple brief questions with you. You can either come down to our office. We can drive out there. I know you're in the middle of, searching for a job. So I'm not trying to cause any problems. Just need to ask a couple of questions cleared up. And
Is there any reason why we can't just do it over the phone?
no. I mean, if you don't have a problem with that, I have no problem. Just let me grab a notepad real quick.
Sure.
Alright.
So was this like somebody reported me, or were you guys like watching something?
To be honest with you, I'm not sure where it came through. We get a lot of reporting in. I know that the comments, I believe, were taken off your Facebook page.
Okay.
Was one of the things that was quoted to me, and I think you have on there like a video clip or something. I'm kind of going off my notes. I just got in, so I haven't actually pulled up.
I know exactly what Facebook post you're talking about, according to what my dad said.
Yeah, we intend to end the Fed, come out May 18th to that effect. And kind of like I told you, Dad, if you want to go legally protest down there, dude, more power to you. Go and act your First Amendment right, and have a grand old time. The only comment was, kind of vague comment of, we're going to physically end the Fed, and, not to say this is your intent, but, kind of in light of, the Boston Marathon incident and stuff like that. Somebody got nervous, reported it in going, hey, we're not sure what he's talking about, and kind of left it at that, and it kind of got dropped on us.
Yeah, I'll read it to you. I said, because we have two events going on that day, two rallies. May 18th is going to be a hell of a day. First, we're going to actually physically end the Fed. Then right across the street, we're going to engage in civil disobedience and end the drug war at Smoke Down Prohibition 5. It's going to be a hell of a day. We're going to interact with all kinds of people. Come out for at least one of them and bring your friends.
Correct. That was one of the ones that was commented on. And I guess the question of what do you mean when you say physically end the Fed?
Well, I mean, we've done this about 15 times. Like, it's something we do at least twice a year, usually more. Like, we're going to be there marching and handing out literature and not just keyboard warriors.
Yeah, I got you. So when you say physically, your whole intention is just go out there and act your First Amendment right by, as you said, hand out flyers, march.
Educating people, speaking, marching, yes.
Okay.
I mean, there's videos. If you type my name on YouTube, you'll find videos of us doing this. And like I said, we've been doing this I've been involved for about 2 years. There's never been a bit of violence or anything to think that I'm involved in violence or anything like that.
No, and your dad was quite adamant on the fact of kind of quoting him, he'd kick your ass.
Yeah.
If he found out, so.
Now, put it this way: I'm a big Ron Paul guy. So everything that comes with those principles is what me and the people I associate with are all about. Nonviolence, voluntary interaction. We take that very seriously. Because we know that obviously we're doing things that are in opposition to the status quo and things like that. So things like having the FBI show up at my friggin' door might happen. So we're very serious about not engaging in any crimes or not being violent and things like that.
All right, and that's fine. And like I said, and I explained to your father, you weren't in trouble. We just wanted to talk to you briefly and kind of go out there. Like I said, that's all I really want to know. They want an explanation of, like I said, what do you mean by physically ending anything? Out of curiosity, since you're kind of into that thing, and I think you have nothing to do with it, but have you ever heard of anything about Federal Reserve storm on June 6, 2013?
No.
Somebody that wants to apparently storm all 12 of the Federal Reserves simultaneously at noon Pacific time.
I haven't heard of that. I've organized nationwide rallies where we all, assemble and do exactly what I'm talking about at the Federal Reserve. I mean, I think people use sensational language and it's getting taken a little bit too seriously. I mean, usually when we post these events, they close the gates at the Federal Reserve anyway, and at least in the Philadelphia one, and no one's trying to jump over the fence or anything like that. Like, I don't think... I'll bet it's the exact same thing that we're experiencing now. Like, it's just being taken out of context because of, text, you know what I mean, as opposed to talking to somebody.
Like I said, I appreciate it. Tell your dad you're not in trouble, and I kind of explained that to him. As long as, hey, if you want to go enact your First Amendment rights, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. Nobody's going to stop you. Like I said, they just had a concern of what you meant by physically and the Fed.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, if it really means that much to you, go back in my YouTube and things like that and look at anything I've ever done or anything I've ever said, and I have never espoused violence about anything, and that's never, ever my intent. Like,
I've watched some of your stuff, and most of your stuff seems to be, kind of, prompt people to think, but I never seen you in any of them kind of expound on violence.
Yeah.
Protest, picket line, stuff like that, but I've never seen, like you said, I've never claimed to say that you've ever expounded on violence either.
All right, and I just, I got to be cautious. It's not every day the FBI comes to my door, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I completely understand.
So is there anything else?
No, that was it. I mean, if you have any other questions of me, is there anything else, to lay people's minds at rest? Is there any other questions you have of me, or?
I don't think so, other than just to say unequivocally that there is nothing violent planned. Nothing violent has ever come out of me, and I don't plan to ever do anything like that. And it's just not what we're about.
All right. Well, like I said, good luck with your protest. May it go well.
I mean, I invite you to come. You come check it out. Like, it's peaceful. Whoever might learn something.
All right. Well, in kind of these dealings, though, I mean, we kind of always throw it out there. It's kind of like our see something, say something thing. I mean, you're kind of an advocate of the nonviolence, but sadly sometimes from your groups, you do get those people that think that nonviolence isn't the answer. And, hey, I have to be a little bit more dramatic. Like I said, if you ever come across anybody like that, we're always interested in hearing, too, so.
Yeah, we don't want any of that. We don't want trouble, We don't want trouble at all, so.
Well, yeah, that's what when I kind of talk to, different groups like these, not only is that bad for me, but it's also bad for your group, too. Should somebody, use your name and go out and commit violence in your name, then, kind of destroys your point of view or,
Yeah, like a provocateur.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, kind of, it's an extreme example. I'm not, saying you're anyone in this category, but you got Timothy McVeigh who, kind of started out in those, militia movements, wanted to, make political statements, didn't think anybody was doing enough. So, he goes out and then the next thing you have is Oklahoma City bombing and pretty much, every militia, and anytime you mention the word militia, it's now, oh no, it's the militia, they're evil, they're the Antichrist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's bad for both of us. And that's all I'm saying. So if you ever come across anybody in that category, you have my number now, just give me a call or whatnot.
Gotcha.
Hey, appreciate you giving me a call back so quickly. Like I said, if you think of anything or anything else comes up, let me know.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. All right. Hopefully that's the end of it, man.